Right, we're live as well.
So should I take over now?
Yeah.
Okay, so the first round is written round one, and the theme is shitpost political parties. You will get 4 questions. You will have to write or type whatever the answer of 4 questions एक साथ, okay? And at once you have to send it in your respective groups. Each question will have 10 points. For partial questions, we will see if we are the evaluators will see if they're gonna give you 5 points or not. There will be no negative points in this round. So we can start with the first question.
Also, don't pick
Yeah.
up your phones before you're done with all the 4 questions. Only after that, once the QM says that you can send it in your answer now, only then start typing, right? And till then, both your hands should please make sure that you do that. Yeah.
Also, Durgesh, please turn on your camera. That's pretty important, Abhi. Or are you facing any issues? Hold up, पहला question अभी मत दिखाना, wait. Durgesh, please set up your camera. किसी ठीक-ठाक जगह पे and I should be good to go. Wait, annotate कौन कर रहा है? उसका option हटा.
Your hands must be visible to us at all times. Please ये भी ध्यान रखना. Both your hands.
Also, Sujit, if you can turn off the setting, go for annotation. Oh.
Yeah.
Also, can you let Tanmay in? He is in the waiting room.
अभी फिर से okay,
we've added it all.
Okay. All right.
Let's go. Yeah.
So everyone is here, right? Okay. Starting with first question of written round one. In the 1960s, a Canadian physician established a satirical political party in Montreal. Over the years, it gained notoriety for its absurd campaigns and promises. The choice of name for the party is a reference to what the founder believed were common characteristics among all politicians: thick-skinned, short-sighted, and mean-tempered, among others. The party officially disbanded in 2001 and was soon revived. This time around, they prefixed the name of the party to allude to the fact that this was a new iteration. It also doubled up as a reference to a character from the world of entertainment, which had first become popular 2 years prior. So you have to name you have to tell what the party was named after and the name prefixed with. Giving 10 seconds to.
Also, I'm sorry. Please, we'll reiterate. Please keep both your hands visible to all teams. I know it might be difficult, but please.
Yeah. Do we have to answer this question right now or after all 4 questions have been asked?
No.
You have to write it down. And after all 4 questions, you have to send it to your respective WhatsApp groups.
Okay. But basically 4 questions साथ में answer होंगे ना?
No, Sujit just told us that we can't type while the questions are being read out. We have to do it after the questions are read out, right?
Yeah, pretty much. If you have a notepad with you, just keep noting down the answer. That's fine. But type out the answers only after the quiz master asks you to send in the answer.
You will get time. We will do a rerun and you will get time to type it out.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. First question, okay, should I move on? Second question is, Praful Desai is a social worker turned activist from Vadodara, who was known for filing RTIs to seek answers from the government on issues concerning public welfare. Disheartened by the state of politics and the lack of awareness among people, in 2012, he decided to become a watchman for the people and give everyone a wake up call by forming a political party, which he gave a fitting 2-word name. You have to tell the name of the party. Was I audible? Because there was some network issues.
Audible.
Okay, thanks. I hope everyone's done with this. We will move on to the third question now. The third question is, when asked the reasoning behind the name, the individual replied it was because of their anti abortion stance. They replied, the connection point to the blank party is dealing with life and pro life. Because these are kids that are now going to get a chance to have blank. Which party? So you have to fill up the blanks. The blank is a kind of party. You have to fill it up.
Are both the blanks same or do we have to fill in differently?
Yes, both the blanks are same. We'll move on to the fourth and last question now. Fourth question is, protest votes have led to shitty political parties to garner some votes in elections despite clearly having no intention to assume responsibility. Named after a beloved character, the blank blank party, it's a two-word answer. The blank blank party has been around in Sweden for over 20 years and has been a favorite of the people fed up with other politicians and their empty promises. Name the character which the party is named after.
We can now type the answers.
Um, yeah, we will do a rerun and you can type the answers. Sujit, can we do a rerun? So I will read it out again very fast. In 1960s, a Canadian physician established a satirical political party in Montreal. Over the years, it gained notoriety for its absurd campaigns and promises. The name of the choice of name of the party is a reference to what the founder believed was common characteristics among all politicians: thick-skinned, short-sighted, and mean-tempered, among others. The party disbanded in 2001 but was revived. This time, the party they prefixed the name of the party to allude to the fact that this was a new iteration. It also developed as a reference to a character from the world of entertainment, which had first become popular 2 years ago, named the party and the prefix. Second question. Uh, Praful Desai is a social worker and activist from Vadodara who was known for filing RTIs to seek answers from the government on issues concerning public welfare. Disheartened by the state of the politics and lack of awareness among people in 2012, he decided to become a watchman for the people and give everyone a wake up call by forming a political party, which he gave a two-word name the party. Third question. Thank you. When asked the reasoning behind the name, the individual replied it was because of their anti-abortion stance. They replied that the connection point to the blank party is dealing with life and pro-life because these are kids that are now going to get a chance to have blank. Which party is it referring? And the fourth question, protest votes have led to shitty political parties to garner some votes in elections despite clearly having no intention to assume responsibility. Named after a very beloved character, the blank blank party has been around in Sweden for over 20 years and has been a favorite of the people fed up with other politicians and their empty promises. Which character is the party named after? You can now type in and send your answers to the WhatsApp groups.
And has been a favorite of the people, side of the fellow politicians and their employees.
How much time do we have to submit the answers?
We'll close it in the next 5 seconds. Please send in the answers as quick as possible. We have received answers from team 7, team 4, 5, 6, 1, and 3. Team 2, please quickly send in your answers. Yeah, all right. Let's move to the answers.
Preet, are you going to do this part or should I?
No, please.
Okay. So the first question. So the first question was a Canadian physician established a very satirical political party. Wait a second.
Yeah, so like I think they can answer participants.
Yeah, okay.
Anyone knows?
Rhino Party and New Rhino.
That is correct. Want to answer the second one?
Jaagte Raho.
Yes, that is correct. It is Jaagte Raho Party. Anyone wanting to answer the third one?
Any guesses? So this is someone against abortion. The party had a
Life party?
Not life. The word. Look at the blank. It's a party by a famous artist, always in news, especially early on this year. Any guesses? So
Also guess from the second statement actually.
Kids won't be able to have something if they
Nobel Party?
No. So if they're not born, so they won't ever have
Is
birth.
it kids party?
This
Child
is
party?
not that. So this is the birthday party by Kanye West. So I think most people missed this. So birthday party by Ye.
Donald Duck.
All right. We'll announce the scores. So team 1 gets 15. Devika, please keep a note of the scores. Team 1 gets 15. Team 2 gets 25. Team 3 also gets 25. Team 4 gets 20. 5 gets 25. Team 6 gets 5. And team 7 gets 20.
I had a doubt. I'm from Team 6. Can you please state if the response to the stay awake party was considered or not? Was it considered as wrong? So please.
Yeah, we didn't give you points on that.
Yeah, and one thing, why do we have 25? Like we gave Rhino Party and Neo Rhino as well.
Okay, my bad. Team 5 gets a 30 and not 25. Devika, please correct that. Any other doubts with the scoring?
Scoring?
Not at all.
Should I repeat the scores once again?
Yes.
Okay, so team 1 has 15, 1, 5, 15. Team 2 has 25. Team 3 has 25. Team 4 has 20. Team 5 has 30. Team 6 has 5. And Team 7 has 20.
And I think we're good to go. So let's start with the first round. Yeah. 8 questions clockwise. So team one's gonna get the first question. Pounce is plus 10 and minus. So any team who does not know what pounce or bounce is will explain this. Just let us know right now if you want us to explain. All right, maybe not. But just text the answer on the group, and whoever the team is the answer directed at, just wait for us to evaluate all the pounces, then we'll ask you to answer. Also, team 2, please turn on your camera. That's
Could you yeah. Yeah. Actually, I'm on my phone, so it's not possible for me because I don't have a stand. So I have to, keep it in my hand only. So that's why it's not possible for me to keep on my camera all the time.
I mean, if you could just place it somewhere where you don't have to hold it, is that something you can do? Just for convenience, because this is getting kind of annoying now. So very important that you do this. Right. So just try to keep it in a place where you can keep your hand visible as well. Right. Who's hosting this round?
I'm hosting.
Right, Dipanshi, go ahead. All yours.
Okay. So can you have the first question? Okay. So here goes the first one. An unsuccessful attempt in the past to repeal this rule was in the 70s when Bella Abzug tried to bring her signature style to the venue. However, she was stopped from doing so by the house doorkeeper, a now abolished post. A few years ago, the rule was amended following the election of Ilhan Omar. So you have to tell what rule was this, which was amended, and like what was the previous rule.
So, team 1, can you please change your camera placement so that both your hands are visible? Yeah.
So this is direct to team 1. Any team would like to bounce this?
Team 5 has bounced.
Okay.
We want to pause. Should we announce it once or we just bounce it on the group?
Announce it once and then bounce.
All right. We're bouncing.
And in any case, do you need a specific word? Just tell me if I have to move on.
I will prompt you. So
Yeah.
there is something a little more specific in the answer.
Okay.
Okay. So any other team, or we are closing the bounce?
Just hold up. Team 5. Is this your final answer? All right. Take a bit accepting this. I don't think any other team has bounced.
Just can you give us 2 seconds to discuss that if you want even more specific.
Also, again, we'd request all the teams which are bouncing to announce first so that it is easy for us to keep a track of all the teams which are bouncing. And we've received bounces from team 3, 5, 4, and team 7. And we'll also close the bounce with team 7. No more bounces we're accepting, but we'll wait for 2 seconds for team 5 to improve upon their answer.
Yeah.
And then
Hold up. So
team 7, we need a more specific answer than that.
So in the answer, all the teams that have bounced, the rule is specific to a certain place. So we want that as well in the answer. It's not a very
This is
wide.
our final answer.
Right. Okay. For the team as well. Just letting you know how we say.
I've received all the bounces. Let's start the direct one.
Okay. So team 1, would you like to answer now?
Yeah, so since I believe Ilhan Omar wears this complicated big headgear, so I guess headgears were not allowed in the house when it was functioning.
Okay.
So could you like sort of specify which house is this?
Like Senate and Capitol building.
The Capitol building. Okay, I mean that's where 2 houses meet there. So
yeah. So House of Representative.
All right. Which team answered? This was one, right?
Yeah, one.
All right. I think we can show the answer. This is the ban on, so any head covering is good enough. We don't necessarily need to mention hijab or hats. All of that will do.
In the other house, it was allowed.
This rule was specific to House of Reps only, because the idea was that they wanted to stay away. So they want to do everything different from the House of Commons, where at the time in the 18th century it was a law that you had to wear some kind of headgear. So it was specific to House of Reps, and I think this is where things get interesting, because okay, so team one, eventually you were able to get both the parts correct, so you'll get a 10 for that. Right, team 7, you mentioned hijab hats and US Congress. Congress does refer to their entire parliament, not just the House of Reps. So, I mean, I don't want to give you a neg, but can't give points, I think. US Senate, again, like similar, team 4, you also gave kind of on those similar lines. Hold up, which other team bounced?
Team 3 bounced.
Team 3. Right, so team
3, 4, 5, and 7 bounced.
Right, so I think most teams were able to get to the first part, but no one gave the second part exactly. You know what? I think we can't give. I don't want to give a negative. So can probably just keep it at a 0. So this could be thoda sa tough to get one exactly. So yeah, only one gets a 10 on this. We did prompt other teams speed. So yeah, I think if that's okay with all, we can go ahead. Question 2, team 2. Right.
Okay, so this question is direct for team 2. This Eastern Bloc country saw a significant decrease in birth rates post-liberal policies. This concerned the leaders, which led them to pass laws that banned women from contraception as well as abortion. To enforce the laws, society was strictly controlled. Contraceptives disappeared from the shelves, and all women were forced to monitor monthly by a gynecologist. Any detected pregnancies were followed until birth. Secret police kept a close eye on hospital procedures. This is supposed to have been one of the inspirations for a work of literature written in the last century. So you have to identify which work of literature are we talking about.
Team 1 would be bouncing.
Is
Okay.
team 2 allowed to answer right now?
No, not now. Just
And
wait.
team 7 is bouncing.
Okay. So any other, or should we close the bounce?
I think we can close bounce in 5 seconds. 3 teams have bounced, 1, 4, and 7. So closing bounce in 3, 2, and 1. And yeah, if right, I think team 2. Go ahead.
Okay, just to clarify, because I was facing network issues again, I'm supposed to speak out the answer, right?
Team 2, yes, you can give out the answer now.
Okay, is it The Handmaid's Tale?
Brilliant answer. This is indeed The Handmaid's Tale. So this will give all the teams who bounce. So 1, 4, and 7 also gets a plus 10. So there we go. So 1, 2, 4, and 7 gets a plus 10 on this. All right.
Okay. So this is for team 3. Shown here is a sculpture from the Liberation War Museum, Dhaka. Someone is being commemorated in this sculpture for their active role in the 70s, which helped the world know more about the humanitarian crisis in Bangladesh. So you have to identify the person whose sculpture is shown in this picture. Any team who would like to bounce this?
I'm sorry, team 1. We've mentioned this multiple times. You have to keep both your hands visible. I think that's very clear. Please don't make us repeat what we're saying. All right, and this applies to all teams as well. Keep both your hands visible unless you're bouncing. and you tell us before you're pouncing. That's how we are going to go along with it, right? Please follow this.
Just a question, if I'm allowed to ask.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry. I've just been able to join from my laptop. Could you tell me the process for pouncing on a question? I'm really sorry for the confusion. Am I supposed to text you or just speak out in that?
Yeah, just text us on the WhatsApp. So you're team 2, right? So you're part of the WhatsApp group, which team 2 has?
Yeah, team 2. So I'm supposed to text the answer directly or just I'd like to pounce?
You can indicate here once that you're pouncing and then just give us the answer there. Right on the WhatsApp group.
Team 6 also pounced.
All right, so 6 pounced on this, and I think we can close pounce now for this question. So pounce is closed, only 6 has pounced. This was direct for 3. Yeah, 6 tomorrow. Yeah. Team 3, go ahead, give out your answer.
This is a really offhanded guess. I'm gonna say. Let me wait a minute. Leo Tolstoy.
Yeah, not the bunch you can carry. Yeah. Not Tolstoy though.
Focus on someone kaise the world would.
That's okay. I think we can pass to team 4 now. This was for 3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or it's only the point. So team 4, do you have any guess? We'll have to pass team 4 any answer. Passing to 5 now. 4, you have not attempted this.
We don't really have a guess.
5 also is not guessing. Team 6 pounced, right? Yeah, 6 pounced. 7. Do you have any guess for this?
It's Zahir Lihan. Team 6.
Hold up, team 6 you pounced, so you don't have. You're not supposed to answer. Team 7. I asked team 7.
Jair Lian.
Not that. Team 1.
We will guess this is some younger brother of Rabindranath Tagore.
Not any brother of. I mean, younger brother of Tagore would not have been present in the 1970s. Okay. Team 2. I think you're the only team that's remaining.
No.
No guesses. And this was direct for 3, right?
Yeah.
Right. So 7 guessed Zahir Ilan, which I don't know who that is, but that's incorrect. So this is someone. So in the 70s, a lot of festivals and especially music shows, and so something similar to Live Aids were held to make the world more aware about the genocide in Bangladesh, as it was known. So this is someone more known to us in the music field, one of the Beatles. So I think you can show the answer, Sujita. This is George Harrison. So who was responsible for the concert for Bangladesh that was held. So that would have given news plus 10. Right. So I think 6 gets a -5 on this and no points to any team. So move on. This question will be for 3 ka director. No one answered it. So team 4, I think this will be yours now, direct.
Okay. In different cultures across the world, important occasions are traditionally celebrated with special food. A couple of chefs from Cordon Bleu, London, came up with a recipe of chicken to commemorate something significant in the early 1950s and named it blank chicken. A little less than 70 years after that said incident, competitions were conducted to come up with the recipe for a celebratory pudding named Dash Pudding, the result of which is to be revealed later this year. In the blank here, the 10 signifies a number of letters. So you could take a hint from there. Any team up for pounds?
Am I allowed to type? Because I was trying to type and someone just said that show your hands.
Just let us know that you're
You want-
bouncing and then you
Yeah.
can type. That's the idea. Please follow that.
So team 2, you are pouncing this question. Okay. So anybody else, or should we close? Okay, so let's close the pounce. So team 4, do you want to answer now? Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay.
Can't hear you, team 4. So if you're saying, Udbhav, we can't hear you. Yeah, you are unmuted.
Yeah.
Right. So
Okay. So for the first part, I would say coronation.
okay, could you repeat that?
Coronation. CORONATION. For the second part, I don't know.
Okay. I think we should move on. Sujit, are you available?
Yeah, please. Team 4, team 6 had bounced. Oh no, team 2, team 5. Please, it's your question, the back.
Okay. So we are going with coronation chicken and jubilee pudding.
Passing to team 6. Please be a little quicker on pass. You already had a lot of time to think about the answer. Look at the question, work it out. Team 6.
We are passing. We don't know the answer.
All right, passes to team 7.
नहीं. Okay. First one is coronation. Second क्या बोला? Platinum. Diamond 100 years होता है शायद. Yeah, diamond pudding. Because of queen.
Passes to team 1.
So we will check on both their answers, coronation and jubilee pudding.
Team 2 pounds. Team 3.
We'll go with coronation chicken and platinum pudding.
That fetches you the full points on this question. This is indeed the coronation chicken and platinum pudding, because 75 years is the platinum jubilee celebration. So like that was the funda here. So the scoring is +5 to team 4 for saying coronation chicken first, and team 3 gets a full +10 on this. On the pounds, team 2 gets a -5. So they've got team 2 gets a -5, team 3 gets a +10, and team 4 gets a +5.
Got it.
Right.
Okay, next question. So this is
now team 5 is direct or team 3 is direct?
This is direct to team 4, since team 3 gave us the complete answer. Please go ahead, Dipanshu. We can't hear you.
Dipanshu's Wi-Fi got
Dipanshu's
disconnected.
Wi-Fi. Yes.
I will read for her. The location served as site for multiple historic and consequential events. Many people have noted certain similarities in them. Most important of this was the lack of strategist thinking and
Team 7 bouncing.
okay. This led to coining of a term dash syndrome that is used in modern day politics, where leaders exhibit actions similar to those involved in the aforementioned engagements. What syndrome is this? Which all teams are bouncing?
Only 7 is possible.
So bouncing close in another 10 seconds. Pounds is closed. Which team's director is this? I'm sure.
This is team 4's direct.
Okay, so team 4, you can answer now.
Okay, so I would guess it's some Russian winter syndrome.
Team 5.
Yeah, the Stalingrad syndrome.
Team 6.
Rome syndrome.
Team 7 Pounds. Team 1.
Waterloo.
Team 2. Team 2, please be quick.
Team 2 did not bounce.
No. This is on Pounds. Like, we're passing this question to you.
Oh no, he also passed.
Okay. Team 3.
Berlin syndrome.
So, okay. None of the teams got it correct. What's the answer on Pounds?
Okay, so I think only 7 pounds. They said Havana, which is incorrect. So this is a place closer home. So think of place जहाँ पे multiple Panipat will give you. So all the wars with the defending side always lost because they were unprepared and underestimated the opposition. So only 7 gets a -5 on this and no points to any other team. Yes.
Next question. Direct to Team 5. In the 1950s, Pakistan saw numerous interventions by the army in civilian affairs. The army went a step ahead and proceeded to clean up the city, paint public buildings, repair roads, pull down unauthorized structures, and plant trees. Then, having performed all these neglected civic tasks, the army quietly withdrew, leaving Lahore looking as clean and well-ordered as an army cantonment. So when the martial law was imposed in the country, people welcomed the decision by saying, Pakistan mein ab to dash ho gaya, fill in the blank. Pounds will be open for 20 seconds. It's easy one.
We've received pounds from team 5.
Team 5. Pounds open for another 10 seconds.
Wasn't this team 5's direct though?
It's team 5's direct, yeah.
All right, but since team 5 has bounced already, this is now
team
direct
3
to...
is bouncing.
All right, team 3 is bouncing. This is a direct to team 6. So team 6, be ready.
माशाल्लाह पक्का ना भेज दूं ठीक है
Oh,
भेज
please mute yourselves.
I think we might have to scrap this question.
Yeah.
So that's a bummer, but someone gave away the answer. So
Why do we have to scrap
the answer? So
it
wasn't closed yet. Wasn't closed yet. So
then who won?
It was team 3.
The pounds open or closed?
The question has been scrapped because team 3 ended up blurting the answer. Please ensure that when you're unmuting yourself to declare that you're bouncing, that you're not discussing the answers. Please be careful about it. Because from the next time, what we'll have to do is we'll have to give you a -5 and you'll have to take a negative for that. Please.
Yeah, very sorry.
We knew the answer. We
had answered before that.
Someone gave away the answer, so pounds wasn't. I know that's why I said it's a bummer.
Like a pounds the answer. That's my contention.
They revealed the answer, yeah.
So that's sad, but yes, please take लेना. This was Pakistan में माशाल्लाह हो गया, which team 3 said. Martial law पे that was the wordplay.
Can we get a direct then?
5 का direct?
Yeah, 5
because the question was a direct and.
Right. So yeah, I think 5 का ही
चल ठीक है हमारा direct है.
You're still on. So please mute कर लो खुद को, guys.
So in the last one, 5 gets points.
No team gets point for that question.
Okay.
Panchi can take over. It's direct to team 5, the next question.
Hello, am I audible now?
Yes.
Okay. So this is direct to team 5, right?
Yes, yes.
The director of this commercially acclaimed movie explained that the one of the inspiration for this project is a deeply emotive subject for him. He was referring to an important political decision taken about 8 years ago that resulted out of years of pressure. The director said that he wanted to tell a story about two people from different regions but with similar culture, uniting rather than fighting. So you have to tell what movie are we talking about and what was the political decision that it was inspired from. Any team who would like to bounce?
So 8 years from this year.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll close the bounce now. If no one's up for it. Team 5, you can answer.
Team 2 would like to bounce.
Okay, yeah. Two based on.
I'll just send the answer.
Yeah, and team 5, just wait for us to ask you to answer. We'll let team 2 send in their answers.
If I'm only able to like answer the first part of the question, that still gets half marks, right?
Not
No,
really.
No, you'll get a negative impact. So you still have time.
Okay, in that case, I would not like to answer if that's fine.
All right, fair enough. Team 5, take it up.
Okay, we have no clue about the movie, but political decision we say is the bifurcation of erstwhile Andhra Pradesh into what is now Andhra Pradesh and then Telangana.
Right, passing to team 6.
Okay.
Pass. Seven. Do you have any guess?
Okay, for the movie, we'll guess Tanu vs Manu.
Okay.
And political decision being like Panj.
Well, pass. अगर नहीं है तो कोई नहीं.
क्या बोले just a second क्या बोले okay Kartarpur border opening.
Not Tanu vs Kartarpur border. Team 1. Passing to you.
We will say Bajrangi Bhaijaan and bringing of Geeta from Pakistan, the deaf dumb girl from Pakistan to India.
Right, interesting. Not that. Team 2, you retracted your bounce, so you want to answer now? Any guesses?
There's no negative marks for guesses, right?
Not.
Right. Is it like Sarabjit and like the movie Sarabjit and the fact that basically that the whole thing about partition and how people just stumbled into the other country, something like that.
All right, not a wrong timeline, so not Sarabjit and partition. Team 3. Any guesses?
I would guess probably. I have no idea about the movie right now, but I'm gonna guess it's Kaipoche, and that political decision was something regarding the Godhra riots that had happened earlier on.
Again, wrong timeline, not Kaipoche. Right. So team 4.
Okay, so movie is Triple R, and political decision was that same, the bifurcation of Andhra Pradesh.
Could you repeat that? Which movie did you say?
Triple R.
All right, so that will give you full 10 points. This is indeed RRR, the new Rajamouli movie, and bifurcation of Andhra. So 8 years from now, so it's That should not have been any other guess. So, team, I think 5 answered bifurcation of Andhra first. So Devika, they
Yeah.
will get a +5, and we can give team 4 a +10.
+5 for team 5 and +10 for team 4.
Yes. All right. Next question to again team 5, I think, because 4 give the complete answer. So again, team 5, yours. The punchy word.
Okay. So this question is direct for team 6, I guess.
5 only, because 4 gave the complete answer.
Okay. One of the names for the eastern chipmunk shown here is Suisse in French. One explanation for this is the striped pattern, which reminded people of the uniform of special armed forces of a small European nation. So you have to identify what armed forces we are talking about here.
Team 4 is one.
Team 7 pounds.
Okay, any other team who would like to bounce, or should we close in 10?
I'd like to bounce.
We're closing with that. So bounce is closed. I think 2. Did you bounce? Yep. So 2, 4, and 7 have bounced. 2, could you be a little more specific? I'll prompt you.
Sorry?
2, could you improve your answer? It's not exactly what we're looking for.
Like,
So
I'm
I'll
supposed
prompt.
to.
Yeah, just like, is this your final answer? Whatever you
No.
said.
Okay, wait.
Because it's not exactly what we're looking for. All right.
This can be.
So right. Yeah. So team 5, go ahead.
Yeah, so our answer is that the armed forces are the Swiss guards of Vatican City or Holy See.
Exactly. So that will give you full 10 points. This is the Swiss Guard, Pontifical Swiss Guard. So their uniform, the stripes were the important part here. So 5 gets a +10, and so does the 3 teams that bounce, 2, 4, and 7. So 2, 4, 5, and 7 gets a +10 on this.
Oh, also just one request from my side. So can we have a specific bounce limit on any question, say 20 second, 25 second? What's happening is people are bouncing like 1 second before, and I believe that's enough time to if someone.
Why am I being asked to unmute?
Sorry.
Sorry. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, you were saying to have a specific bounce window.
Just say 20, 30 seconds, whatever that is, in that time it's fine, but not after that.
Try to keep something similar to that, but depending on the question and clarification, time does vary, and we don't want to rush or give a lot of time either. So we'll keep this in mind. We'll keep this in mind.
Excellent.
Team 6, I think this is team 5 answered it, right? This question.
Yeah.
5 answered it. Okay.
We've come to the end of this round. So
right.
Let's have a score check. Devika, could we have a score check, please, before we start the next round?
Team 1 is at 20 points, 2 is at 15, 3 is at 10, 4 is at 35.
We are at 35 points.
Just for this round. The scores are just for this round.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll go again. Team 1 is at 20, 2 is at 15, 3 is at 10, 4 is at 35, 5 is at 15, 6 is at -5, and 7 is at 15. These are the scores just for this round.
We are at 0, not -5.
Yeah, these are the scores just for this round. So after the whole calculation, you are at 0.
So, just give the total score, Devika. After each round, just give the total score.
Okay, I'll do that from the next round. Or should I do it now?
I think kar do ek baari. Yeah, just give the total score ek baar.
Okay. So team 1 is at 35, team 2 is at 40, team 3 is at 35, Team 4 is at 55. Team 5 is at 45. Team 6 is at 0. And Team 7 is at 35.
Right, I think.
Okay.
Yep. No objections, so we can start with the second round. Yeah, also a written round, so same rules as the first one. So I'd suggest you just to think of the answer, and once we're done with the reading, only then type your answer. So, right, Shivam, do you have any questions?
My question is, there was one question which was scrapped. Will that be added at the end?
No points will be added for that.
No, I'm saying.
Will you add a question?
Oh, okay. Adding. I don't think so. We are.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, should we start with written round 2?
Yeah, I think we can. Go ahead.
Okay. So the theme for this round will be protest, revolutions, movement throughout the world. In this round also, you will have 4 questions. For every correct answer, you will get plus 10. There is no negative marking, and please make sure you send all the answers at the end in your respective WhatsApp groups. So can I have the question number 1? Okay. Shown on the next slide are a group of people protesting against an important development that took place in the country last year. They are seen building barricades across the road using women's clothing and
Please mute yourself, team 1.
They're seen building barricades across the road using women's clothing and items because of the belief that the police would be seen weaker if they walk beneath them. Which development happened in this certain region for this movement to take place? Can we show the photo, please? So this is a woman's clothing, and if police walks under them, they are considered weaker in this certain region. You have 10 seconds before we move to the next question.
Could you move back to the question?
We send all the answers all together, no?
Yes, all together. Can we go back to the
Team 2, where's your teammate? Is he in the meeting? Is Uma in the meeting?
I don't know if he's in the meeting or not.
So aren't you both communicating?
Yeah, I'm on a call with him right now. I don't know if he's on the meeting or not.
So please ask him, and if he's not in the meeting, ask him to join the meeting.
Can we see the question number 2, please? Question number 2 goes, this mixed media installation vocalizes the artist activism at the Delhi-based gallery Anand Arts booth in the year 2020. He pays ode to a group of people. This installation is a sculptural assemblage of a comb, juicer, microphone, typewriter, photo frames. The idea is that objects are required to keep the protest running, microphones to unite the voices, ink to transcribe these voices, and then put them in a writing on placards and on walls. So in this question, you have to identify whom the artist was trying to pay tribute to. Artist, you have to identify the people whom the artist is trying to pay a tribute to. Can we see the illustration, please? So you can see there's a comb and other things which symbolizes different things in this art. Let's go to question number 3. Question number 3 goes, an unlikely person made an appearance in the pro-democracy protest that took place in this region a few years ago. When the authorities were outlawing slogans and cracking down on dissent, the activists turned to this person as they believed that authorities will not charge them with subverting state power if they borrow slogans and image from them. So there are 2 parts to this question. You have to identify the protest and whose slogans were used during this protest.
Which region? I mean, this region is just
Uncertain region. You have to identify the region by the clues given. I think we can go to question number 4 now.
Please buy me 20 seconds.
Okay, I think now we can go to question number 4. Okay, question 4 goes, a couple of decades ago, a peculiar movement began in the European nation against the increasing pressure of capitalism and consumerism. The name of the movement prefixed the word yo, which means I, to the name of a famous fashion brand. The result was a word which summed up the philosophy of the movement. Cool designs such as jackets of the 1,000 pockets, in which all many pockets were interconnected, were introduced by this movement, which would help people in carrying out a certain task. So to tell what was this movement all about, or what were they asking people to do? This is one thing only which you have to tell. We have framed it in 2 different ways. I think we can go for a rerun of all the questions now. In this particular question, let them show the image, and you have to tell what development took place in this region, which made the police look like they were weaker if they walk beneath them. So let's go to question number 2. You have to tell who the artist was trying to pay tribute to through his art in the next slide. Question number 3. There are 2 parts to this question. Which protest and whose slogans were used during the protest? Question number 4. You have to tell what was this movement all about, or what were they asking people to do? You are gonna get.
Can you go back to question number 1 once?
You're gonna get 10 seconds before we close this round. I'm sorry, we already have shown.
You wanted question number 1. This is question number 1. We are just looking for a development, and there was an image that is kind of irrelevant, but here it is. Send us your answers in the next 5
Question
seconds.
3, please, again.
We've given each question enough time. I think we won't go back to question number 3, and I'd suggest you all quickly send in your comments. We've received answers from team 1, team 4, team 5, team 6, team 7. So we're waiting on team 2, 3. All right. All teams have sent in the answers. Yamini, go ahead.
Okay, the answers. Anyone want to volunteer for answering this one?
This is Myanmar.
Yeah, you're right. It was the coup that the military coup that happened in Myanmar. Question number 2. Anyone want to volunteer?
The protesters of Shine Bagh.
Absolutely, that's the correct answer. It was for the women of Shaheen Bagh.
Just one on the second question. The exact answer would be women of Shineberg. You'll get only 5 for writing anti-CA, NRC, or
No, I wrote
Shineberg.
Shineberg protesters.
That's not exactly what this is about. This is specifically for women of Shineberg, specifically. But you'll get 5 for that, for writing Shineberg and protesters at Shineberg.
So, just one clarification from my end. So, majorly the protesters were from China, women protesters only. So, I mean, identify whom the artist was playing.
I think it's okay for that.
That's specifically Smita, but not necessarily just both. But this artwork which we were focusing on was for that. So that's why the stress on that. So yeah, I think that's good enough.
To the question number 3. Anyone want to volunteer?
So this
Is this Bob Dylan?
Not that. So pro-democracy protests were happening in Hong Kong a few years ago, and when they realized that they were unable to use any other revolutionary slogans, because the Chinese authorities were cracking down on them.
Umbrella protest?
No, we don't want the name of the protest. We just want. So when the protesters in Hong Kong realized that they were unable to use any radical slogans because the Chinese government was cracking down upon them. So whose slogans could they use, which they knew the government won't?
Chairman Mao.
Mao would have been the correct answer. So kind of a no reverse card there. They used Mao's slogans, Mao's works, and they quoted him during to counter the Chinese government. So that would have been the third question. And yeah, this one. Any guesses? So yeah, they were against capitalism and consumerism, and they invented a jacket that has so many pockets that would allow people to do something. Let's say if they're in a store in a
uplift.
That would have been the correct answer. So this is the Yo Mango movement. Mango being the fashion, but Spanish brand there. This is the shoplifting. Anything to do with shoplifting or stealing would have given you points. So scores. Who's telling? Take inquiry.
Yeah. So team 1 gets a +10. Devika, please note down the points. Team 1 gets a +10.
Yeah.
Team 2 got the first question correct. Team 1 gets a +10 again. So team 1 gets a +10. Team 2 gets a +10. Team 3 gets a +20. Team 4 again gets a +20. Team 5 gets a 15. Team 6 is forfeited, so we'll not look at their answers. And Team 7 has scored 50. Correct?
It's 15, right? 1, 5, 15.
Yes, 1, 5. Yes.
Can you have combined answers?
Yeah. Devika, if you've compiled the scores, then please let us know how the teams are scoring and tell us the total scores.
Okay, so team 1 is at 45. Team 2 is at 50. Team 3 is at 55. Team 4 is at 75. Team 5 is at 60. And team 6 has left. So team 7 is at 50.
All right. No objections, I believe. So let's move on to the final round of the question. Or to session.
So try round 2, 8 questions. They will move anti-clockwise. +10 or direct in pounds. +10 -5 on pounds. And no part points will be given on pounds. And to text pounds on the respective WhatsApp groups, same as that. Can you move to the question? So yeah, direct to team 7. This American tune ranks as one of the most popular in colonial times during the Revolutionary War and well after it. It was the original carrier of American patriotism. This song, now popular as a children's song, was actually written by British soldiers mocking their American counterparts during the Revolutionary War. But Americans took up the tune, ironically, to toss it back in the Brits' faces. A word in the song often creates a misrepresentation of the song because the word refers to a food item. In actuality, it rather refers to a fashion trend that began in the 1760s among aristocratic British men. What is this song and what is the specific word in the song? Direct to team 7, pounds are open for 30 seconds.
Team 5 is bouncing.
Pounds open for another 10 seconds.
Team 3 bouncing.
We will close the pounds with this. Yeah, so have you all pounced the answers? Have they sent the answers?
We've received pounds from team 5 and team 3. I think there was another team with
Team 2
pounds. We've received team 2's pounds as well.
Team 3, have you received the answer from team 3?
Yeah, all pounds.
Okay. So team 7, you can answer now.
Yankee Doodle and Macaron.
That fetches you all 10 points. Okay. So what's the...
Yeah, on the pounds, team 2 gets a plus 10. Team 3 gets a plus 10. And team 5 would get a minus 5. So 2, 3, and 7 get a plus 10 on this question, and team 5 gets a minus 5.
Next question, please. Since team 6 is left, so it's direct to team 5. A protracted rift between two senior Indian politicians concluded with a bitter split. The newly formed party adopted a fitting logo, given the state's golden history associated with something. When the new logo was revealed, the party declared that the only thing left for them to do is to make dash. What logo did the new party choose, and fill in the blank? Blank is indicative. Pounds will be open for 20 seconds. Another 10 seconds. So with this, we are closing the pounds. Team 5, you can answer now. Team 5.
So maybe, okay, so we are guessing the party declared the only thing left is to make hay while the sun shines, so something related to farming, some farming implement. That was the new logo.
Team 4.
It's team 4, right?
Sorry?
Okay, wait. What? I would say Ashok Chakra.
Team 3.
When the new logos. Okay, so the party chose their new logo as a clock, and the blank will be the party declared that the only thing left for them to do is to make clocks, watches, anything on that.
Team 2.
So I'm just supposed to answer the logo part, right?
Both of the fill in the blank and logo.
Okay, so I believe the fill in the blank is to make history, and the logo I think is the Golden Temple.
Team 1.
We believe, we don't know Rift, but recently Raj Thakre brought a new logo of his that had Shivaji Maharaj's coin, so golden history. No idea about the other thing.
Team 7.
So we'll guess that this was a rift between CN Annadurai and MGR regarding, and hence DMK was formed, splitting of AIDMK, and hence they chose the mountains with sun. And the FITB is that the only thing left to do is farming.
So none of the teams got it correct. The answer is, can we move to the answer slide, Suji? Yeah, so it's Captain Amrinder Singh's new party. Then the symbol is hockey stick and ball, and their aim is to make a goal. Yeah, so next question. Direct to team 4. A few years ago, amid an important event, an international fast food chain came up with the Dash meal, a meal which comprised a strange combination of dishes. The entire idea behind this was to make people realize that one runs the risk of getting unpleasant outcomes when one doesn't choose for themselves. The campaign is very close to company's values since the company hails from a country with a dark history. With the issue in question, fill in the blank and identify the company. Palms open for 30 seconds.
I think we should mention यहाँ पे blank is not indicative.
It's not indicative. Pounds closing in 5 seconds.
Also, team 2, reiterating again and again, but please keep your hands. We can't see both your hands. Yes, that's the position that we want you to be in throughout the.
Pounds is closed, and team 4, you can answer now. Team 4.
Okay. So for filling the blanks, I would say rainbow. And for the company, company we don't know. For the filling the blanks, I would say rainbow meal.
Team 3.
Hello.
Team 3.
Hello.
Yes, team 3, you're audible.
Hold up, 2 was speaking. So yeah, 3, are you here?
Yeah,
Arush? So are you saying?
Yeah,
just a second.
All right. We might not have an idea what the company is, but I'm thinking the meal is the pissed meal.
Team 2. Team 2.
Pass.
Team 1.
Nestle is the company, and we don't have the idea about filling the blanks.
Team 7. Team
So the
7.
company will say Dunkin' Donuts and hopefully for the person.
Team 6. Sorry, team 6 is out. Team 5.
We're guessing Jollibee and no idea about the meal.
Sorry, what did you name the company?
Jollibee.
Okay, so none of the teams got it correct again.
Okay, so for this, look at the idea was that their entire campaign revolved around the fact that if you don't choose for yourself, and the outcome might be unpleasant, something that you do not like. And a few years back here would be 2 years back. So 2020, any guesses for what the entire thing might be, the event that we're talking about? So 2 years back, unpleasant outcomes. So 2 years back would be the US presidential elections, and the answer is undemocratically, because you're not choosing for yourself. And the company with which comes from a country with a dark history is Nando's, because South Africa had the entire apartheid thing, and as a result, there was no free elections. So that was what we're looking for.
Devika, for you, just in second question, third question, none of the teams get the point. So 0 for all of them.
Yeah, got it.
Okay. So next question, direct for team 3. One of the most important persons in Indian intelligence was also well-regarded mentor to several successful students. This group of students were therefore called Dash
Team
7
7
and
bouncing.
Team 7. A pun on the name of the person and a group of animal herders from the other side of the Pacific. Identify the person. What were the group of students called? Pounds open for 20 seconds.
Oh, okay, so team 4 is bouncing.
Team 4.
Team 2 pounds.
Closing pounds in 5 seconds. And pounds is closed. Have you received the pounces?
Oh,
Yeah, we've received pounds from team 2, team 4, and team 7.
All right. So team 3,
Yeah,
you can
team
ask.
5 is bouncing.
The pounds window was
Pounds is
closed.
closed now.
We said team 5 is bouncing. You can type right.
Yeah,
Pounds
team
window-
5 said they are bouncing after you close the pound, Sujit.
No, so this has happened like multiple times with other teams and we didn't raise any objection. Before the pound window closed, we just said team 5 is bouncing.
But on your recommendation, only we followed the time frame window. So
But Sujit had closed the pounds, then you said you were bouncing.
So okay, I have to
No, hold on. Sejnur closed the pounds. After that, I told her that I received pounds from all the teams which had pounds. And then you said you were bouncing, and I said that we have already closed the pounds. So that is how the events took place. So we won't accept your pounds. And this would be a direct to team. All right.
team 3, you can answer now.
बंदे का नाम ले लूं? Yeah. So we don't know the exact person, but since
Okay, for the person we are going with Ajit Doval, and Arush can, go ahead.
the other would be the Navajo group of students.
Team 2 pounds. So team 1.
Yeah, the person would be Ajit Doval, and no idea about the group of students what they are called.
Team 7 pounds. Team 6. Team 5.
So Dr. Cow and the Cowboys. A play on Cowboys. KAO. His name is KAO.
Iron Cow, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. So team 5 fetches all the point, and on the pounds, Sujit.
On the pounds, team 2 gets a -5, and team 4 and 7 gets a +10.
So plus 10 to team 5, 4, 7, and -5 to team 2.
Can you do score?
Sorry.
Score check.
Can you score check?
4 questions are left.
You want the score check for this question or for the entire round?
For this, like
the entire round.
Overall.
Yeah, the entire thing.
Devika, can you please do it?
Okay, so team 1 is at 45. Team 2 is at 45. Team 3 is at 65. Team 4 is at 65. Team 5 is at 65, and team 7 is at 70.
Okay, at the end of round 2, we were at 55. Then we got 10 for 1 pounds, and then
Yeah.
-5, right?
Yeah.
How exactly does that figure? Like 55
Yeah.
plus 10, 65, 60.
Yeah, I think it is 55. There is something wrong with the spreadsheet. So it should be 55, right?
60, because it was 55 at the at the end
I'll
of the
check.
previous round. Yeah.
I'll check once again and I'll let you know by the end of next question.
So next question, direct to team 4. In politics, this term refers to coded messages that may sound harmless to some people, but also communicate something more insidious to a section of the audience. It is a use of language which appears normal to the majority, but communicates something specific to intended audiences. This term is named after an object invented by Victorian era polymath Sir Francis Galton, which has similar function. What term or object is this? Direct to team 4, pounds open for 20 seconds.
Team 2, hands, please. Said it so many times. Just keep your hands like that. Yeah. Please.
Right.
That's team 4 is bouncing.
Sorry, which team?
So team 4.
It was direct to you since now you're bouncing, so we'll have to answer on the bounce.
Oh, okay, no problem.
So it will be direct to team 3, please be ready. Bounce is closing in another 4 seconds. And bounce is closed. Team 3, you can answer now.
Is it us on the bounce?
Yes, because team 4, it was direct to team 4, but then they answered it on the bounce, so it's passed to you.
All right. Okay, we don't have an answer.
Okay, team 2.
Pass.
Team 1.
Yeah, is it the term is, I guess, dog whistle, and since Galton also worked on a whistle that humans can't hear and dogs can hear, so because of which, if you want to spend an intended political message, like some coded thing, like Desh ke Gadaro ko, stuff like that, is dog whistle kind of thing.
Absolutely correct. So team 1 gets plus 10, and on bounce, team 4.
Yeah, team 4 gets a plus 10 bounce.
Yeah. So team 1 and team 4 gets plus 10.
Is there any person missing? Like any team 2, right? Is
Yeah.
your partner here, Durgesh?
I don't know where he is. He's not picking up my call also now.
But you're not on a call, okay?
That's what I'm saying, that he's not picking up my call. He's not there in the meeting. I don't know. I'm really sorry.
Right.
Team 2, you are at 55 points.
Okay.
Next question will be direct to team 7. Krishnapal Yadav contested the 2019 Lok Sabha election from this constituency, defeating a stalwart by over 1 lakh votes. Once considered very close, they parted ways with him in 2018. Commenting on the electoral battle, the stalwart's wife had said, people who once took selfies with him are now contesting against him. Identify the politician who suffered a shocking defeat in 2019. Direct to team 7 and bounce open for 20 seconds.
Team 1 is found.
Team 3 is bouncing.
Bounce open for another 5 seconds.
Team 5 bounce.
And bounce is closed. Have you received the answers, Sudhir?
I've received the answer from team 1 and team 5. Waiting on team 3 to answer. Yeah, received from team 3 as well.
Okay, team 7, you can answer now.
Jyotiraditya Scindia.
Absolutely correct. And on the bounce.
Yeah, on bounce, all the teams which bounced got a plus 10. So team 1, team 3, and team 5 get a plus 10 bounce.
Also team 7 on direct gets plus 10.
Sorry, who gets points?
Team 1, team 3, team 5, and team 7 gets plus 10.
Okay, got it.
Okay. So question 7 will be direct to team 5. Shown on the next slide is an ad by Louis Vuitton, shot by photographer Annie Leibel. The ads focus on travel, which is a core value for the company that started in 1854 as a trunk maker. The models blanked out. Openness to such high-end luxury products makes their presence an interesting choice, given the legacy they had inherited. Who is the person shown in the ad? Also identify the location in the background. Can we move to the next slide? Yeah, so this is the image. Direct to team 5, bounce open for 30 seconds.
Could you move back to the questions?
Just focus on the person, please, since we have to identify the person. I mean, without seeing the ad, you can't identify it.
Team 3 is bouncing.
Bounce open for another 5 seconds.
And please go back to the text.
And bounce is closed. Team 5, you can answer now. Team 3, have you?
Okay, so I'm
Wait.
okay.
Let's wait for team 3 to send in their bounce. Yeah,
And team
we can.
Sorry.
Oh, team 2 can't bounce. We have received team 3's bounce. Let's go ahead with the head.
So can I answer now?
Wait a sec. Have you received the bounce from Team 3? Okay, so Team 5 can answer now.
I believe the person is Mikhail Gorbachev and the location is the Berlin Wall.
Absolutely correct. And on pounds, Sujit?
Yeah, team 3 gets a +10.
Okay, so Team 5 and Team 3 gets +10 for this question. Next question.
Let's have a score check because it's the last question of the quiz. Let's have a score check once. Devika, if you could tell us what the standings are.
Okay, so team 1 is at 65. Am I audible?
Yes, you.
Okay, so team 1 is at 65. Team 2 is at 55. Team 3 is at 85. Team 4 is at 75. Team 5 is at 85. And Team 7 is at 80.
All right, a very closely contested quiz. Let's move on to the last question of the quiz. All the best, everyone.
Direct to Team 4. People from Talakkad district in Kerala have a special theory regarding the origin of a particular disease. The story goes that an individual visited a temple in the late 70s, shown in the visual, and took inspiration
Team
from
7
it.
bouncing.
The story behind what change is being talked about here. Bounce open for 20 seconds.
Can you move back to the description like the question was?
Team 4 is bouncing. Team 4 bouncing.
Yeah,
It was
let's
direct to
we'll
you,
stay on the picture for a couple
But
of
then you will
Team 1 is also bouncing.
Team 1.
Team 2.
Text, please.
Yeah, but the text.
We are not bouncing.
Team 3 it will be direct to you because Team 4 was direct to Team 4, but they bounced. So and bounce is closed.
We are not bouncing.
Team 7, if you could just specify your answer, just explain it further if you can. We have received the bounce from Team 1 and Team 7. Yeah, good to go. Only Team 1 and Team 7 bounced, right?
Team 2 and Team 4 also bounced.
All right, I've received a bounce from Team 4. Team 2, I'll need your bounce in the next 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. We won't accept Team 2's bounce. All right, okay, I received it. That's okay. All right, so Team 2, 4, 7, and 1 bounced. Let's go ahead with it.
Okay, so now Team 3 can answer it. Team 3.
Okay, we don't have an answer.
Okay, Team 5.
So I believe it is Indira Gandhi and the change in the sign of the Congress symbol.
Basically, she also contested elections from here. So this became a place where she also contested elections. So there is large.
Change in the sign of the symbol of the Congress.
Yeah.
The Congress, the Indira Congress.
That hand.
Yeah,
hand.
Yeah, it's Indira Gandhi and the Congress symbol. That's a final answer.
All right, that's right. The correct answer.
Yes, come on.
Did Indira Gandhi contest from Kerala?
She contested from Chikmagalur. I'm not sure if she contested from Kerala.
No, but the final answer I gave was Indira Gandhi and change in Congress symbol.
Yes.
Yeah, don't worry about that. Yeah, we just needed the logo of INC changing, and you gave that answer. So you were Team 5. Am I right?
Yeah. And what's the status on bounce?
Yeah. So Team 1, Team 4, and Team 7 get a +10, and team number 2 gets a -5 on this question. So 1, 4, 5, 7 get a +10 on the bounce, and Team 2 gets a -5.
So let's have a final score check, and with that we'll come to it.
Okay, so team 1 is at 75, team 2 is at 50, team 3 is at 95, team 4 is at 85, team 5 is at 85, and team 7 is at 90.
No, so there is a discrepancy here. Team 5 is at 95 and team 3 is at 85. They didn't answer the last question.
Okay, so team 5 got points for the last question.
Yeah, we got the point.
Team 3 did not get any points.
Last question, let me clarify.
Okay.
Team 1, team 4, team 5, team 7 gets plus 10, and team 2 gets minus 5.
Okay, sorry. Yeah.
Okay. Just hold on. I think team 4 score should be 105. Our score till the third round was 75, and we got 3 correct in the last round. So our score should be 105. Please check it.
This is team 4.
Yeah.
You're right. You are actually on 105. That is correct.
Yeah, that's
problem with the
true.
sheet.
There is something wrong with the spreadsheet. I'm sorry. So you're correct. You answered 3 right in the last round. And at the end of the previous round, you were at 75. Yeah, so you're correct.
So Devika, just tell us the revised scores with the changes in the scores of team 3 and team 4.
Okay, so all right, I'm still not sure because the spreadsheet, there is something wrong, but I'll try. So team 1 is at 75, team 2 is at 50, team 3 is at 85, team 4 is at 105, team 5 is at 95, and team 7 is at 90. Now, is there something wrong?
I think that should be good. We have corrected whatever errors there were. So that means that team number 3 comes up with the win. Is it team 3? Am I correct?
Team 4.
Team 4.
Sorry, team 4 finishes first with 105, and team 5 finishes second with 95, and team 7 finishes a very close third with 90 points.
With 90.
Right.
Kudos to everyone. It was great time hosting you all.
Just one thing, just to confirm. So team 4, team bata do, like the team name. It's just like send your details. Team 4 is which? Shubham, Aryan and who?
Aryan and Udbhav.
All right. And who is team 5? Team 5 is second, right?
Shivam and Nikhil.
And Nikhil. Right. And team 7 comes third with, which consists of, who's team 7? Which is team 7? कौन सी थी 7? एक बार नाम बता दो अपना. Right. Lost. जहाँ पे लिखा था.
Team 7 was Riturajan.
और अच्छा ठीक है.
One clarification. Is there cash prizes for this quiz?
नहीं, इस वाले के लिए we're not giving any cash prizes. You'll get our love and respect and shout out.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.